Oh my God, you guys missed it. They didn't say anything before this happened. This is insane. It's unprecedented. Good morning, Kindred, and welcome back to Vegas by Night. I'm shaken up. I have not lived a life where I didn't have to hear the most heinous things I've ever heard right the second before we start. This is Mayday Roleplays Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle Vegas by Night, baby. Season 2 is back. The break is over. I know we kept you waiting, but we're hoping you'll forgive us as we took this winter break to recharge, to reset, to get ready to make all the beautiful things we want to bring you in the new year. Hopefully nothing crazy or world-changing has happened while we were gone. That would never happen, right? Either way, if you're not familiar with Season 1 of Vegas by Night, don't fear. You can check us out on all major platforms. And if you're looking for more Mayday outside of our streams, please check out some of our fully produced, pre-recorded content. If you haven't already, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. And if you can, drop us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If we receive 3 more subscriptions on YouTube, we get a new emoji, baby. And we're taking suggestions from all of you on what it should be. So sound off in the comments and the live chat if you have some ideas. But we're pushing towards that goal. And in addition, you can join our channel Patreon and get access to our community Discord. The Discord is really where we've had a chance to build a great little family around the content we put out. We have patrons running some incredible games and members of Mayday themselves that have been throwing out some one-shots for all those involved in the community. We'd also like to give a shout out as well to our handler level Patreon contributors. It's because of all of them that we have such a crazy year for Mayday made up for you guys. 2025 is going to be big, and it's because of all these special people. Advance Wars Sammy Bimblewart, Brandon C, Cameron S, Jonathan M, Kirby's Double, Matthew J, Moira, OG Pan, REV, Ren, Tony D, and Vince K. Thank you all so much for supporting us. It means the world to us. Please be advised that there may be violent themes, plenty of adult language, and the exploration of darker subjects. Please take care of yourself and be aware. Listen, I know that some of our villains in this game are going to replicate some very familiar faces you've seen in your real life day to day. But just know that when you're here in Vegas by Night, we have the ability to take those villains and win. So sit back, relax, escape for a while, and let's tell a story here. Humanity was cursed, and in that curse, the Ventrue made a new religion, not in blood, but gold. The oligarchs of our most eldest time, the clan they'd have you believe to be firstborn, has crafted the narrative of our histories almost longer than the tongue had tales to tell. Enoch, son of Cain, gave birth to greed incarnate, Ventrue, a child given to the world with a scepter in his hand, the very first of the third generation. In the city built on Cain's back, Ventrue was to be his confidant. The coin counter, looped around the city's purse strings tighter than his lips. Where Cain grew to loathe his creation, as is true of all Cain's things, Ventrue fell in love with the view from their tower. When Cain grew weary of leading, it was into Ventrue's hands that the burden of that great weight was dropped. In the smoldering fire left in Cain's wake, Ventrue was left to pick the ashes. And it was in their closed fist that their first empire fell. Ventrue, gone missing in the wake of their lost world. Some of them in the clan claim his death to their immortal enemy, the Brujah. Others claim the power of their blood was too valuable to pass up, and so Ventrue collapsed Ventrue in hostile takeover. Regardless, the end of one bank teller brought the birth of millions more, and the death of one empire was hardly enough for their power-hungry masses. Humanity was cursed, and so it was given a hierarchy, artificial chains to natural wrists, a system for mutually agreed upon hatred. This one will be king, this one slave, and never shall one take the other without repeating the cycle. Humanity was cursed, and we will play the games of crowns and towers, for as long as it distracts enough from the hurt in our hearts. We will rise and fall, We will fall and rise. We will never change. We will kill our darlings. Welcome to Vegas by Night. I was foolish, and I want to redact anything I said earlier about feeling good, different, about them not saying things to me, because that one was really tough to hear. I'm really glad none of you had to be subjected to that. I want to introduce our cast. My name is Caleb James Miller. I'm going to be your storyteller tonight.
I'm Amanda. I will be playing Jackie Santana.
My name is Eli, and I'm playing Niles Ames.
What's up,
I'm Lev,
y'all?
and I'm playing.
I've forgotten the order.
Sergio, your alphabet. Where is it?
Hell yeah.
I'm Lev, and I'm playing Mal.
I'm Sergio. I'm playing Burrows.
I'm Zach, and I play Sybil.
One day we're going to get that
One
right.
day.
Who knows when?
Nah.
Now we have a recap prepared by Niles.
Fertilization is a process in which domesticated animals return to the beasts that they are. The process can take about 28 days and requires the removing of humanity's management from them. Cats, dogs, horses, pigs are some of the most common animals that reach for ferality and some of the most disruptive to ecosystems when returning to the wild, but they do learn how to fend for themselves. Humans affected by the venom of kindred kind faces sterilization. Still, like poison, it is a slow and arduous process, stripping humanity from the bones until there is nothing left but the beasts, and only some of us learn how to fend for ourselves. It compels us to do careless things like hold grudges with the Puttanescas, like Burrows, or attempt blood magic amidst every baron in Vegas, like Jackie, Mal's brutal nature, and Raguel's pious need to be empathetic at the cost of his very life, and Sybil's hope to prove that they have control of their situation. And well, I'm not any different, probably worse when you think about it, two beasts and an eating problem and all. Because if it wasn't for me, then we wouldn't be at the beck and call of Sylvie's cocaine tit-sucking erratic plan to occupy territory he doesn't even deserve to have. And if I had a nickel for every time I saw a gangrel bite more than they can chew, I'd have a lot of fucking nickels, with one for me included. And at what cost? The Silver Dollar Casino? Us 6 racking our brains together between recons and shaking hands with primogens for alibis, digging our shallow graves deeper for one more step up on the ladder. All of this feels impossible. I want to put faith in the coterie, but so far my faith has left me burned and nearly dead. But they're the only ones I got, so we have to make this heist count for something, and hope to God we make it out intact. I want to be hopeful, but the worst kind of monster is a hopeful monster.
Absolutely beautiful. At this point, I'd like to ask if any of my players have any changes to their sheets that they'd like to declare before the audience now. If not, you can always keep it for dramatic points later on in the story.
Yes.
Worries me on a day where you all said you had plans. worries me. Beautiful. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize that we were all gone for near on 3 months here. Given that time jump, we may all need a little bit of a refresher as to what we're doing. Obviously, we are making the fatal mistake of going after the Silver Dollar Casino for Sylvie, and it will inevitably end in your final deaths. But before that happens, let's talk about all of the things that we remember, at least in the recalling of our steps up to the casino. Things we know about the casino, things we know about this plan, things that we think are essential to understanding what we're about to undertake. Anybody got anything?
I mean, we do have a plan.
We do have a plan.
That's good.
We do
We
have a
recovered some details about the casino 2 sessions back.
Yeah.
A surgeless session. Do we have a list of those details just to refresh our audience?
We do. We do. So the security stuff we learned about the Silver Dollar, the name of the club we're trying to heist, is basically there's cameras everywhere. There's CCTV cameras everywhere because Ventru are paranoid. There's 6-digit access code for the elevator that we need to get. There's a vent system that can access the top floor. There's a pit boss roaming the main floor with dragonfire rounds, which isn't great because we're all kindred.
Not about that.
The elevator is found on the 3rd and 4th floor, but again, 6-digit code.
And to go down.
Yes, there's 3rd floor access via the stairs, but there's heavy security. The vault is on the bottom floor. And you can access the bottom floor through the elevator. So again, gotta go up to go down. It's tough.
Oh, and the
Beautiful.
security is Dufresne. No. He's just a big guy that's named Dufresne.
There's a big man there
Dufresne.
named Dufresne.
Yeah.
Dufresne is the Baron of the Tremere within
That's
the
Anarchs.
Anarchs. So, you probably wrote down that name because Jackie tried to do some blood magic on his hands.
Yeah.
That's
and
right,
You probably
thank
got
you.
so panicked you were like, I need to remember the name of this dude who just pissed off.
I wrote down what he looked like. No clue what his purpose was. Thank you for the reminder. my
Like a
friend.
big English professor, he is technically the Baron of the Tremere, or at least one of the Tremere that serves under Ellis. Okay, perfect. And then we went to both Elysiums, both the Barons and the Tower, to visit with some VIPs that we understood could help us with this situation. Is there anything we want to detail to the audience here on what we were able to accomplish at both of those Elysiums?
I believe from the Anarchs we got schematic maps, right, of the building to aid in understanding the infrastructure of the Silver Dollar Casino.
And I believe we got an alibi, but that was at the other Elysium?
Yeah, that was at the
Slow.
camera.
Slow gave us an alibi.
Slow.
Yeah.
Good.
It's my
We'll be
city
at our
boss.
club the night of the event.
Which
So
is
we
also
can
the
assume...
opening of our club, right?
Correct, yeah.
And a mission from Ellis. Yeah.
Yes, Ellis asked Niles to accomplish something for him. And in exchange, he gave you the building plans from the city government in order to sort of have a better idea of what the Silver Dollar looks like top to bottom. Which, if any of you need a reference throughout the session, just ask me and I can give you sort of clarifying answers on what you would see on those pieces of paper if you need to. Just have an awareness, I think we detailed then, but the building plans would only affect what was given at the time of construction, not necessarily what might be added on, changed, or affected by some crazy ventures with a shitload of expendable money. You said Slow, Lev?
Slow wants Burrows to seek answers for him as payment. Was that
There is
the deal we
a
came
major
to
boon
about the
that was
lights?
put on the table, but he has not
Okay.
told you what that major boon is. He's only said he's going to do this for you now. You're going to do something for him later.
Right. Thank you.
Who's to say what that might be? But a major boon is a major fucking boon. He's doing a big favor for you. He essentially said that he would have offered a minor boon, but since you all said he had to do this without asking why, he upped it to a major boon.
Right. Okay.
So that's where we are. I think that's everything that we need to start us here. I am imagining that this is, unless anyone needs to prepare beforehand, I am imagining that this is fast forwarding through the nights within Las Vegas to the night before, essentially, the Club Canaan celebration and the supposed heist that will be going on at the same time. So final preparations, I'm assuming essentially that we're all meeting at Club Canaan, or what is the plan as we all wake up into our undeath for God knows how many times now, into another night in Vegas? Are we meeting in Canaan? Does anyone have any other ideas? Is this a church conversation? Where do you want to talk about throwing over some millionaires?
I think Burrows walks into Club Canaan with 5 black suits, as close or as exact to what Puttanescas wear, puts it down on the table. All right, everyone, let's suit up. He just starts taking off his printed shirt and putting on this suit.
Sybil's gonna put down. Can I say that I've requisitioned a smoke bomb? It's relevant.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, great.
You can say you've had F hunt down a smoke bomb for you.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I think smoke bomb and the guns that we got from Greece before are laid out on the table. And then Sybil makes a comment about how there's not enough time to get these tailored and takes her suit.
How big and ill-fitting is this on all of us, Burrows? How well did you cater to the forms of the other people you're working with here?
Yeah, I think Burrows probably just said, give me one of every size and just...
Okay.
We've got three small
took the biggest
bitches.
one.
I was gonna say Jack is gonna try to quickly get the smallest one.
Yeah, I feel like
Right.
Mal and Jackie are like tugging the smallest one back and forth.
Yeah. So you've sort of made the newly redesigned Club Canaan into a Marshalls, as some of you fight over who gets to wear what. The smoke bomb has been procured. That is yours. You have all of the weapons you bought from Greece. Zach, do you want to tell us a little bit about how Sybil has redesigned with F for Club Canaan to look like? Is that to be revealed later? Are we sitting in an amorphous building right now?
No, we can talk about it now. I think the easiest way to like chop up the club is that it is immediately dancing when you walk in. So it's a lot of open space, a lot of high tables for standing, not necessarily for sitting. Because if anyone's trying to listen from the outside, I want the music to sort of be the shield for Kindred. And then in the back of the first floor is mostly like lower price point booths. There's places to sit, but that's not really what it's about. In the back against the wall, there's a huge like high height bar that's has underlighting and sort of a like raw glass where it's still kind of bubbly shelving that is also underlit, so the whole wall kind of looks like it's illuminated. And top shelf, so much money was spent on liquor that will probably never be open. Then there's a sort of like platform, I'm forgetting the word, where the real expensive booths are, and you can sort of look out from over. Opposite from the bar is a DJ table right next to the hallway that leads into the back where I believe the doghouse used to be. And towards the bathrooms, so you can disappear in the back with having the DJ booth sound kind of protect you as well.
I'm assuming we threw out Enoch's old dog house.
Yes.
We're not rocking with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the entrance to the basement or the lab that Jackie has kind of acquired is now through the bar. So you can kind of climb in or out without having to be seen, but you will still be on the first floor.
Right.
And it's not quite traditional World of Darkness red and black. It is more deep blue and maybe deep blue, silver, and black. It's a little bit cooler in there.
I like it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Can Niles show up with a new crow on their shoulders?
Yes, they can. Do you want to go through describing to the audience? Is there any real difference in this crow? Is there anything we should know about it outside of
Right
it being a
now,
replacement?
right now it looks like a normal crow, just perched on Niles' shoulder.
We'll see how long that lasts. It'll have razor blades by the end of today.
Oh yeah.
Spoons is looking a lot healthier.
Oh this is
And smaller.
This is
This is
Spork.
Spork? Well, what happened to Spoons?
Spoons is around, but
So now you got two of them.
yeah, two of them.
Hell yeah,
So
you
you
have a
get,
whole
like,
murder
weird
by
wings,
the end
too?
of this.
You're still hoping we make it out of this. Yeah,
Burrows probably goes over to give him a little scritch under the neck, see if he's friendly.
this one's a lot friendlier than Spoons is.
Wow.
We'll definitely
Nice.
nestle up into Scritch.
Oh, I like you a lot more, Spork. Well,
Is the next one gonna be fork? And then knife?
We'll see.
And then
we'll
knife.
see.
And
Knives.
Ladle,
Spife?
spatula.
What's a spice?
Spoon and a knife?
Is that a real thing?
No, but could be. Or foon? Those those sporks that are like elongated and the tine like it looks less like a spoon. It's a foon.
Right.
We could be a spy.
As you all stand around discussing cutlery in your ill-fitting Italian suits, you understand that this is essentially the last day to prepare, or at least few hours to prepare before the event will be happening here in Club Canaan. Is there anything that we would like to do in order to make this place more presentable? Is there an actual crowd coming tonight? Is it just slow sitting alone in this room? What is it? All of the things that we have to do to get ourselves to the front door of that silver dollar.
I think Felix too has been promoting this night, and there's like a ladies get in free. If it's your first time, then you get like a reduced price ticket. This is like an easy place to go if you're broken in Vegas to have a good time. As for like, I imagine there's entertainment. There's like a slew of DJs that'll be spinning tonight. We're expecting a pretty big crowd. We don't have any of the fancy glasses out because this is going to be anyone that wants a cheap night out in Vegas. So step above paper plates, but we're expecting a little bit of a rager.
Okay, we're going a little dirty for our first night in the Naked City.
Yeah.
What's the audio genre in here? Are we pumping industrial? Is this just club classics? What are we throwing?
I think we've flown in some DJs from Chicago. They're going to give us a little Caribbean equator experience. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be fun.
Perfect.
hey, so let's run through this one more time. Anybody remember any of the steps? Just call it out. Anybody remember how it all starts? What's the starting thing that lets us know the heist is on?
From my understanding, it is when the smoke bomb goes off.
Even
However-
before that,
Oh.
Me and the
when I show up with one of those Puttanescas dogs, it means we're on, because I'm not going to be able to hold his attention for very
Yes,
long.
right.
That's how it starts.
Right.
Wait, and I'm forgetting. How are we splitting this up team-wise? So I'm aware, because aren't we not supposed to? Because we're all supposed to be here until we disappear. Because we gotta at least all be seen together at one point.
We don't have to be seen because we got slow on our side. Slow's just gonna say we were here. And he's high enough up that no one will really question it.
Fair.
Yeah.
I know
think-
I'm supposed to jump into shadows and get the code, the 6-digit elevator code from the 3rd floor, so we can go up and then we can go down. I don't know how we're getting up after that because I can't sneak you guys in the shadows, but I can get the code.
We're getting up during the chaos because, like Jackie said, when that smoke bomb goes off, they're all going to think there's a fire, and that's when we're going to keep pushing ahead. We'll probably have to engage that pit boss. That's where Niles is going to come in hand with their pretty little fingers.
You gotta
And
say it
then,
like that.
Yeah, sorry, I realized that was a little weird. I meant when they're sharp, you know what I mean?
Got that.
I'll handle the surveillance room. Either I'll steal whatever's in there or I'll shoot it all up.
There might be a surveillance room on multiple floors.
And I'll go to each floor.
Okay, great.
That's my job.
Yeah, we'll have about 15 to 20 minutes to do the whole thing. I'm on smoke bomb. You're on TV room. Mal, you're on elevator.
Yep.
And once your job is done, you head towards the vault. And if it means only 1 at a time, 2 at a time, we just get there when we get there. We take as much as we can, then we get the hell out.
And I'll say, if you can't get into the vault, if you find yourself unable to, then go to the club, because then you will be seen at the club.
Yeah.
And the pit boss, who's got the pit boss?
I got the pit
Nice.
boss.
I think it'll be a group effort, but yeah, Niles is going to be the focus.
I was
And,
thinking I'd hang out by the elevator to make sure that because there's no other way I can get you guys the code besides being there, or like trying to flit around and find all of you, and that's insane. So I'll just hide in the shadows up there until one of you comes, and I'll punch it in and then get everyone down as time goes.
We all got guns and we all got knives. Try to use them before any other vampiric abilities. We don't want to leave a scent.
If we can cause them to suspect each other or before the chaos starts, that will clean up a little bit for us too. Even more if they can fight each other, that would be great.
Like the pit boss and people that are in there, or
Just the crew, the security team in general. If they get a hint that one of them might be corrupt or dirty, then they might kill each other, or at least pacify each other.
could Burrows, can you like do your weird eyes and make him do shit? Or do you have to keep all your focus on the Puttanesca bitch?
No. Well, once I charmed him, I should be good. But yeah, I can try that. I just think in the chaos, it's going to really be down to shooting up anybody that gets in our way.
Right. Well,
Just for clarity, am I using a regular knife or am I using hand knives?
I don't know. I don't think. Well, I think a regular knife, because your hand knives are going to be discernible. They're going to say what kind of giant animal came through here tearing people up.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'll use a knife, then I'll use a regular knife.
But look, if things get desperate, do what you got to do.
Okay. Cool.
does anyone want my gun? I've never shot a gun ever before in my life, and I think I'm gonna fuck shit up if I try to for the first time during a heist. Unless we
Keep it
want
on
extra
you.
chaos. Okay.
Just in case, if we're going to have to end up planting a gun on the Puttanesca thug that I
Right.
get, if he doesn't have one already.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know, because I just want to make sure I'm clear. Did I forget? Am I supposed to be here because I'm technically not really part of it, to be witness, or am I with to distract? Because that's where I'm lost.
No, the thing if we're trying to frame the Hakata was you were gonna do some like blood magic that didn't work. Part of the conversation was we wanted to, the way we were going to frame the Hakata is that in the vault we were going to leave the Puttanesca like stooge with dead, and there was going to be a sigil on the wall or some kind of like fucked up blood magic that didn't work, and that was why he was be dead. That's why the vault would be empty.
Ah, okay.
So I think you're coming to you have to be at the vault at some point.
Okay.
By my memory.
Perfect.
Didn't think you were going to be raiding a vault, did you, Jackie, when you first came to Vegas?
I did not, but a part of me won't lie is this is fulfilling a very like a weird movie fantasy right now. Ocean's 8 stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how your like moral judgy complex was about breaking into a vault.
Now, I thought I was very clear on the if this helps get us all solidified, technically, the ends justify the means.
They absolutely do.
And as far as I'm concerned, because I did remember the Puttanescas have not faced justice as I motion towards you.
Oh yeah.
So justice comes in many different forms.
They fought dirty first.
All right.
I'll fight dirtier.
I will say, just so I'm going to do a little clarity, just so especially everyone's around. You'll see Jackie have like a mirror. It's because she's going to be doing incorporeal passage, so she can actually phase in and out of walls type thing. But it's very distinctive. She's going to need a mirror, so you will see her like pocket a square little compact and other things.
Got it.
As soon as the club
can I
gets
take a
busy,
Sharpie too? Sorry.
Say
Can I
again.
take a Sharpie from the club? Okay.
as soon as the club starts to get busy, I'll make my way to go find a Puttanesca.
Okay, so let's assume that we wait the few hours after game planning, after going everything in detail in our lovely suits, that eventually the bar does open and F goes towards the motions of using these temps that he's hired through Vegas, these career freelance bartenders and all of the ilk that are constantly looking for a quick, cheap night to make some money off of. Assist him in throwing open the doors and opening the parking lot, of paying valet to park in Naked City, and allowing the first line of people in. It's more than you assumed, Sybil, and in fact, F has done an exceptional job in getting you a crowd. It looks that if this is just the first line of people, that Kanan is going to be shoulder to shoulder the entire night, and it's going to be a sweaty mess for a very long time. Something that if Slow actually showed up to, he'd either be wholly disgusted or incredibly turned on.
The same thing.
For him, absolutely. But he's done a good job, and you all notice that as the music begins, the first DJ set, the warm-up set, where people are buying drinks and sort of filtering into the club while the lights are still on, you do notice that that Burrows gives you all a nod and slinks out the front door and out into Las Vegas. Burrows, where are we going?
Burrows is going to be big and obvious. He's going to go to all his favorite restaurants, grab a slice, grab a knish. He's going to basically be out and about until he can notice one of those Puttanescas following him. His intention is to basically track them as they track him, waiting for an opportunity to get close to one of them. Preferably the one that stays in the car. One goes to the bathroom, one goes to get something to eat, and there's one in the car. He wants the one in the car.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it does not take long stopping at your favorite joints. You have to go through a few greasy meals, but that's never been a problem for you, Burrows. And with your iron gullet, the food never really tastes the same, not nearly as good as it was when you were breathing. But God, does it still fill your stomach? And you don't have the unfortunate circumstance of watching it come back up as so many other kindred do. For you, though, it is maybe the second stop in the night after you flirted with far too many waitresses, that leaving the bar and faking a stumble out into the streets of Las Vegas, you do notice the familiar black of the Escalades that have been following you for some time around Las Vegas. Your new friends, your new watchmen. And so the intention is to hope that they're going to pull off and get one of them cornered, you were saying?
I need to corner one of them, yeah.
Okay. So you're just hoping to tire them out by taking to them a million places and acting like your day's going to be so very normal, right?
They're expecting me to just get around. They're not expecting me to walk up to them and engage with them.
Okay.
Is what I'm hoping.
Got it. Okay. So are you coming right up to the Escalade then?
If I see the opportunity, I will walk up to the Escalade, appearing as magnificent as I ever have, with my presence engaged, my awe engaged.
Okay.
And whether they are in the passenger side or the driver's side, I'm going to pull right up to the window, hands up, and say, "Hey man, listen, I know you know that I know who you are. I'm wondering, why can't we just get along?"
Perfect. You pull up to this Escalade, which is parked at the corner across the street from this bar you've just stumbled out of, and it's parked close to the 7-Eleven there. And it seems as though you've rounded the corner just perfectly and caught two of these Puttanescas off guard. At least you're almost certain they're Puttanescas. They match the same oily foreheads and well-fed bodies as your dear friend Champagne, and they definitely look like someone he'd play cards with. As you turn into their windows were half cracked, smoking cigarettes, Marlboros out the wind there. They push a plume of smoke into your face as you let the first one go. You notice that there are only two in the car, at least at present time. One of them in the front seat, driver's seat, and the other is in the passenger side of the second row of the Escalade. Pretty easily you can see that they get jumpy the second that you appear, even though that smoke is pluming. And two of them very quickly move their hands to their handguns until they have realized truly how close you are to them in proximity. There's no response there outside of this awestruck fear. They are witnessing the magnificence of you appearing like that, but they're trying to decide whether this is a fight or flight situation. Could you do me a favor, as they're taking in the awe of you? Could you give me, let's call this charisma plus persuasion. Let's just make it pretty normal here.
Yeah. Okay. Burrows walks up and says, "Hey man, look, I know I got beef with your boss, but I don't got beef with you. I like to make new friends." 5 successes.
Oh my god. Yeah, the awe is on tonight, and they're mortals. They may be familiar with what you are, and may think they understand it. But truly, how can you understand someone who is so far above you? There's never really knowing the boot you're licking. There's only licking it. The two of them stare at you in awe, and the first guy, right smack in the proximity of you through that window, he smashes out the cigarette in the ashtray, and he looks at you and he says, "Yeah, I guess we could have a conversation or something. We're sick
Hell
of
yeah.
watching you eat in every fucking diner in this city anyways."
Yeah, you guys need a break. Hey, you know what I like to do with friends? Let's go gamble. What do you guys like gambling?
And he looks back at the other, who then starts laughing too. "Do we like fucking gambling?" "Yeah, we like fucking gambling."
All right.
Where are we going?
I'm going to jump in with you. Let's go over to the Silver Dollar Casino.
Yeah, let's do it. How about we drive together?
Let's do it. I'm jumping in the passenger side. I'll go around the other side of the car, get in.
You get in, You can tell that a lot of this is manifested from their unending need to look at you. And even as you get into the passenger side, you can see that the one in the back row has now moved to the driver's side so that he can stare at you from the back seat. And it's a bizarre mix, right? There's a lot of
Keep your eyes on the road.
he starts to pull away, and he kind of snaps himself out of it and looks forward. You can tell that like there is this paranoia to them because they know they're supposed to catch you, and maybe they think this is their some big plan to catch you, that it wasn't just force fed to them by you. Sorry, it's just it's a nice shirt you got on.
Thanks. Yeah, trying to dress a little classier these days. You normally see me in that printed stuff, but actually, kind of looks like you, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a nice fit. It just needs a tailor. Starts driving through.
I kind of like my stuff a little baggy. It's okay. Hey, I'll turn to the driver and kind of whisper a little bit. In doing so, compelling him to listen, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, listen, man. This is getting a little crowded. How about just you and me, huh? How about we just have a good time?" And I'm gonna try to compel him to obey me.
Okay. I'm going to say he's immortal. He's already under your awe. There's a situation where he thought he was getting away with this. I'm going to say that the compel goes forward with the success. The man in the driver's seat, after hearing your whisper, the second in the back is now almost upset that he's not being involved in whatever it is that you have to say, and is pushing forward. And you notice that up until this moment that he's realized he's out of the information, he had his 9mm drawn. And it looked as though, until this compelled moment, he was perhaps priming it to the back of your seat. But now, at the thought of it, the thought of being left out, the driver pulls over to the side immediately, jerking himself out of traffic and nearly causing a collision on the way to Fremont Street, and looks back to the other guy and says, "Hey, why don't you go call it in that we got him?"
Hey, well, listen, I feel kind of bad. Look, he can stick around. I just want it to be the two of us. I got an idea, and I'll reach around and snap the dude in the back's neck.
Beautiful. Give me a quick strength plus brawl.
Okay. And brawl. That's I turn around, see the gun is aiming at my back, and I'll just smile, say my words, and snap his neck. That is technically 4 successes. Oh, actually, no, excuse me, another 5 successes.
Beautiful.
A crit, basically.
I mean, Nicolas Cage, wild at heart. You turn around, you snap his neck violently, so much so that you can hear the bone breaking before it starts to stick free from his neck, and almost is kebabbed on his body as his head falls limp.
So much better. Let's keep driving.
The driver, who traditionally would have looked at this on horror, looks to you and smiles. This very large grin as he realizes now it truly is just the two of you alone. He says, "It's so much better." He puts the car in drive. He turns out and he gets back onto the road with you.
What kind of music you like to listen to? And I'll start flitting through the radio.
I'm a big fan of the oldies. I hate this modern shit.
I'll put on the oldie station and let it rock.
Who's playing, Sergio?
It's got to be a little more conversation, a little less action, baby.
There we go. Okay, the car drifts out and will arrive at Fremont Street, just shy of the Silver Dollar. Are you pulling the car all the way up to the Silver Dollar? Is this like a scouting little recon run around it? Or are you parking like a block off?
Burrows is going to have him circle the block until we see my compatriots, and then we're parking like in the front, as visible as possible. We're pulling up to where everyone can see that Escalade.
Beautiful. There is a portion Because the silver dollar is made in such a way that it's almost a walkable street off of Fremont, where there's more people in the street than there are cars, it's difficult for you to valet all the way up. But you find the clearest, most authentic spot for your car where the walking population isn't taking over. And you have what is a picturesque view of the corner casino that sits on these couple back streets away from main Fremont Street. And you can see that big silver dollar covered in bright white incandescent bulbs signaling you home, basically. You are very close and in position, and your driver is looking at you for beck and call, essentially. His hands have not left 10 and 2 since you brought him here. His buddy in the back, for a while, was having these strange sounds coming from the absence of his neck, as you realize his jugular was still pumping blood, but has stopped, thankfully. The smell is fantastic. It does make you quite hungry, Burrows, but you know drinking dead blood can hurt you. The back seat is Pulp Fiction, baby. Looks like shit back there, but you're all alone with your beloved.
You know what? There's no reason to wait. Come on, we're gonna meet up with some friends. Let's go start rolling some bones now, and I'll encourage him to get out. You know, put my hand over his back, and the two of us will walk together into the Silver Dollar Casino to start betting now.
Beautiful. You walk out into that walkable street, and I'll give you a brief little description that goes for all of you of what the Silver Dollar looks like from the exterior. It's in close proximity to a high-value real estate along Fremont Street. It makes up a corner of this section of Uptown and has an incredible amount of foot traffic. You notice a lot of people coming in and out of this place, Burrows, and they're in all states of disarray. People come out drunk, they go in drunk. There is a constant state of haze along these millions of people who have heard this is a good spot for hitting the slots. Its diagonal placement makes for the giant silver coins sitting over the front entrance all that more easy to see. But as far as casinos go, it could hardly rival those you've been accustomed to on the Strip. It's a lot smaller. It's a meager mid-size that takes direct inspiration or outright ripoff of the more luxury options on the Strip itself. Supported up by massive Etruscan pillars is a silver dollar inscribed with a massive V, outlined by large wreaths of laurels and surrounding numerals. Uplighting chutes at the multiple floor construction and white bast light in the old incandescent bulbs that line about the coin marquee and floor climb down to form a sort of red carpet that fill into the street, essentially, forming this great little line of people coming in along the bulbs that are pressed into the concrete. The small alleyway in between the building itself and the next construction, that's on your, if you're thinking northwest, east, south, that's on your west side, is so small that if you were more than a few people, you'd have to squeeze through in a single file. And on the other side, on the east side, a dead-end walkable road meets up against a sizable back parking lot and staff area and a runoff that heads into some of the service flood tunnels of Las Vegas. It looks like it feeds off into almost like an underpass situation. That's sort of what you're seeing as you're going in. I'm going to go back to Club Canaan, where the party is really picking up. The DJs are in full force, the lights have dimmed, the drinks are heavy, and they're coming fast. The bartenders are working overtime, and the rest of you are still at Canaan. What's the plan as Burrows has just started his night of debauchery?
What do we give him,
Niles
like an
is just
hour
waiting
and then
outside, yeah.
I was gonna say, Jackie will probably. Sybil, question: is there any special drinks of the night that I need to do?
Special drinks in Club Canaan?
Yeah, because it's our opening night.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It's a lot of, because this is an equator themed night, a lot of it is brown liquor, but there's some clears in there if you're interested. There's like gold and silver like flecks in the in the glasses, so it's shimmering. There's some like blue pea tea that when you put lemon juice in it, it turns to purple. There's some magical things happening. There's gastronomy going on. But what exactly are you interested in?
I would that drink exactly how you're describing that. I want that.
Great. Okay, then great. You have that. It's basically like a little lemon shot glass that drops to the bottom and turns the color of the drink.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll do the honestly because I feel like the most important thing is to get people to at least make an impression, to do the walk around, kind of talk to people, and I will grab a shot, and I will also. Is Slow here yet?
There's no telling whether Slow's actually showing up to this shindig, but if he is, he's not here yet. You imagine that with his sort of crowd, fashionably late is definitely the move. Also, I'd like to ask you, Jackie, how do you do with food?
That's right.
That shot might give you a lot more than you intend.
Yeah, because that's not Allison. Yeah, so that I'm thinking like, no, I'm not. She didn't drink.
So
it
you
yet.
have a nice little
She has it. She has
decoration.
Yeah, and you know what? Because it was gonna be given to Slow, but I'm purposely kind of keeping an eye out to at least, if not, kind of doing a socializing. If there's someone very like I'm a sucker for a blonde. If there's I'll probably drop a drink off as a complimentary thing.
Okay, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So can I take it to mean that you guys are just waiting for the go-ahead with Burrows
I think
before we all head out?
I think the only thing I'm gonna do when I'm outside is I'm gonna grab Spork off of my shoulder and I'm gonna hold him out. No, I'm gonna be like, all right. This is your moment. This is your shot. I want you to head to the Silver Dollar, stay outside of the cameras, and keep a watch for that black Escalade. Remember, black Escalade.
Sport gives you sort of an inquisitive tilt of the head, as though he's still getting used to the fact that you're talking to him. And he does, for just the slightest of moments, get distracted and start pecking at your hand, until you remind him black Escalade, and then he picks his head back up as though he is back on focus.
There you go. All right. You got this, buddy. I'm going to send him off to head into the Silver Dollar ahead of us.
You send Spork off. He takes beautiful flight, a crow in movement. He makes that beautiful caw that they always do as they start to take off, and then he lands back on your shoulder.
It's okay, bud. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
From out of the shadows, Mal will kind of step up.
Don't.
He needs a little.
Don't.
I wasn't gonna say anything. He just needs a little more practice. That's all.
He's new. He's a little nervous. Give him time. It's his first day on the job.
As we discuss this, Spork has lost his head in the middle of your hood and is desperately trying to trap him, get himself out from the trap.
Oh.
Yeah. He
He's
just
cute.
looks at it. He's very cute. That's his defining quality.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, I would like, while that's happening, I would like to pass out black medical masks to everybody. Identification, cover it up. No, the simple.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
In case Burrows doesn't get the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone pass one to Burrows? If not, I have an extra.
It's a little hard not to identify Burrows.
Burrows is currently like screaming at a roulette table. Come on, baby!
He's as disguised as he can be at this point.
Niles, go ahead and give me a roll of your, I think it's animal. What do we call it in this game?
Animal
Let's see.
Ken and Fabulous.
Yeah, give me animal Ken plus your famulous, please.
Come on, Bella. Come on, buddy. 0 successes.
Oh my god!
That feels
Well,
right.
That's about what we expected.
Can you? Well, it's a bad time to test
I'm
the blood.
worst. I'm the worst one to test the blood.
Never
Not
mind.
working
Never
on sport.
You could you can expend a willpower to reroll 3
I have
failures that are not on your.
Very, very low willpower.
Oh.
It is better
How's
that
it going, guys?
it's better that we allow Spork to do his
Wait.
best.
How much gets reset? Because we had it from the night before.
You've had days. Let's remind ourselves how much willpower we get, which I believe it should go back.
Especially when we're gonna need rolls. I'm like, haha, no.
Restore. One second.
A rules interlude.
Listen. Any and
Character
every.
typically recovers a
What's
number of
important?
willpower points equal to their composure or resolve at the start of each night.
Okay.
So you can assume that it's been nights. So let's assume that everyone is at max willpower.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna save my willpower for other times.
I also looked down at my character sheet just now and realized that I have
How dare you?
2 injuries. It's been multiple
Oh.
nights.
Would you like to roll on those now?
I don't want to, but I will.
Okay. But we can assume, since it's been a few days, you've also handled your eating by then. So unless you go into a crazy frenzy, I don't think we have to worry about it too much. What's your injury?
die
Are we
twice?
talking superficial or aggravated?
It's too superficial.
Too superficial, that goes away instantly. Aggravated is what we're worried about.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you have
Okay. Great. Never mind.
aggravated,
Sorry.
That's the one we have to rouse check for.
Oh.
No, it was
Um,
just half slashes instead of full slashes, so I think we're good.
Yeah, superficial goes away after
Thank you.
sleep. No problem. Okay.
At this point, after seeing Spork snuggle back in, Sybil's going to come around the corner. Do you need a bird?
Yeah, I need a bird.
Okay. Do you want it to be a real bird, or do you need like a Sybil whispers a bird with a brain?
That's rude. He's doing his
Yeah.
best.
Spork is still caught in the hood.
I guess if you want to be the bird with the brains, by all means. I was just hoping for additional air support.
I mean, send him with me. I don't know how that works.
Okay. I'll
Do they
just
need,
grab
like,
him
a-
and put him on your shoulder? Good.
Spork takes to it immediately and starts pecking at Sybil's shorn head.
This is Sybil. Sybil
Lovingly.
Watching, this is Sybil. Sybil's watching you from here on out for the entirety of this heist. Be nice to them.
Yes.
Spork becomes very interested in Sybil's earrings.
If you are mediocre, you will be fired immediately. Let's go. And Sybil moves forward.
Beautiful. Okay, let's assume we are all meeting for the end of it all at the Silver Dollar, since it seems as though all of our preparations have been put in place. How are we transporting to the Silver Dollar? Are we taking a car? Do we have cars? Are we taking Baby Blue?
We should Uber.
Although I
should not
assume
take Baby
Burrows.
Blue.
Well, I guess Burrows could have walked.
We should Uber.
You guys do
Cab.
have weapons. Let's go over the weapons we have and how many we think we could fit into the back of an Uber.
I have a knife
One
that I'm.
second. Be right back, guys. I'm sorry. One hold.
Oh, good. We can prep while he's not here.
Yes,
I
yes.
was gonna say,
Like,
there's
how crazy of guns do we have?
I mean, I think everyone should just have a handgun and a knife, like ideally.
if we're gonna
I
have
have
two of
knives.
anything, it's ammo.
Yeah, I was gonna. Can we
Yeah.
have like a revolver? Or like I know, or a sawed-off shotgun too.
There is a sawed-off shotgun, but there's certainly handguns for everyone. I have like 2 smoke bombs.
Worry about the smoke bombs.
I
You're on smoke bombs.
prefer if I could have double knives. I'd rather have the knives than a gun.
Sure.
And
I have,
also,
I have an extra knife. I have 3-foot knife from way back when that I can give you, Niles.
Okay.
And I have
So
the knife that we
my
got.
main concern is, did we not get some heavy weaponry from Greece that may be a little hard to put in the back of a Camry?
No, nothing too big. Unless, Jackie, do you want to take the sawed-off shotgun?
I'll leave with that because I'm already carrying like a weird bandolier of like glass items that are like knickknacks, my utility belt. So it probably
Okay, so just handguns,
I'll
little
have-
smoke bombs, some ammo.
Knives.
And are we already wearing our black medical masks, or does that come later?
put it on. Hey, we're taking in. We're being, so we don't spread anything in the car. In the
That's
tight
very
spaces.
good.
Yeah,
little
health
sick
conscious.
anyways.
Very true. We got bird flu to worry about. It's
Actually,
very
I don't think
courteous.
it
We
would-
do have
yeah,
a bird in there with us.
Before they go, I'm going to, as everyone's getting into the lift, I'm going to just take a step back. I'm probably just going to fly there, and I'll see you guys there.
Okay.
The lift hears that. He looks back at all of you and then chooses not to comment on it, obviously.
Yeah.
But the door shuts behind and Sybil decides to fly.
Fly like an eagle.
Beautiful. Could I get all of you in the Uber to roll for me
Yeah.
a...
Blush of life, blush of life, blush of life.
Oh,
Blush of life.
beautiful,
Blush of
yes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, we're all remembering things,
It's
aren't
literally
we?
in caps on the top of my character sheet because I forget it
Very
every time.
good.
Not this time.
Life. Go
Very
Blush of life.
good.
Yes.
Blush of life.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We're learning.
I'm good on the rouse check for Blush of Life.
Same.
You guys are good on the rouse checks?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Jackie, how'd you do?
I succeeded.
Nice.
Actually, I need to roll for my magical girl transformation.
That's true. And are you just doing that outside Club Canaan, Sybil?
Yeah, she says, I'm just going to fly there, and then you see her sort of get out, sprint around the back of the building.
And then the music
Superman
starts.
style.
Yeah, and then she flies out. She does get hungrier, though. So she's at a 2.
Duly noted. I need you guys to roll a composure plus subterfuge. That's for Jackie, for Mal, and for Niles.
1 success for Niles.
Composure. Oh, no successes.
I think I have 5, but I have 2 spicy onks. So is that a
Spicy
messy critical?
onks. It depends on what you mean by spicy onks.
One
they have
has
the
fangs and one
the
have
fangs?
glitter. Yeah, one has fangs and one has glitter.
The glitter is a traditional critical.
Great.
Or
I'll learn
10.
how this game works one day.
And then the second one is a 10 on the hunger die. So you technically have a messy critical.
Okay, then I have 5 of them as critical.
Of course.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, 5. I'm good at math.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, you guys are in the Uber, and he's definitely looking into his back mirror for a lot of the drive. He makes direct eye contact with Niles, and looks between all you guys. He's an older guy, bald, with a big beard that is starting to gray in the goatee before it grays everywhere else, and everywhere else is a darker brown. He's got bags under his eyes, and he could be anywhere between a Nevada 40 and a Nevada 60, God knows. But he turns back to all you. He says, I don't usually see people leaving the club this early. That place suck or something?
Club
it's great.
hopping.
You guys locals, or are you visiting?
We're from around here.
Cool. What part?
That part.
The south side.
Oh, okay. Kind of from all over.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm around here. What you guys
Long?
got going on tonight?
Just bar hopping around.
Any big
Just,
plans? Celebrating?
No celebration. Just a. I don't even know what day it is. Just a regular evening here in Vegas. Nothing to see.
Oh God.
You're heading to the casino, though. He taps the little display on the. I'm guessing this is a Tesla, given on every Uber I've ever taken. Silver dollar, right?
Yeah, thought we'd throw some bones in a more quieter casino.
It's good stuff. Good local joint. All
You
right.
been there?
Yeah, I've been there. It's a good spot. I don't know why they pay out so much, but it's good for business, I guess. And then for the rest of the ride, it seems pretty calm, as far as you can tell. And as he parks just shy of the walkable city there, he pulls over to the side. He gets a good spot, throws his hazards on, and he turns back to all you and he says, "Okay, locals out on the town, enjoy the casino. Throw those bones." And he laughs in your direction, Niles. You
Yeah.
can hear the Tesla doors click and open. If you could give me a 5-star, that'd mean a lot. I'm trying to make some money.
Sure, you got it. I'm gonna get out of this car because one too many times in these like goddamn Ubers. I'm out.
I adore how nervous I can make you people with an Uber.
It hurts on the inside.
Perfect. You guys fill out, and it has that electricity that Vegas does everywhere you take it, where you spill out of a car and know you're about to join the larger population of the world and just getting blackout, having the best night of your life. You can see people moving in every direction, essentially towards their next a pleasure spot. What's up, Jackie?
Whoever called that Uber, can you screenshot that driver's info for me? Because I know you can get the profile, a little bit of name and that license and all that. So
I think if anybody ordered a ride for all of you, it would be the Vulture in the Sky or Jackie. That makes the most sense
if
to
you're
me.
okay, if like I called it, if
No.
that,
Yeah.
just so okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys would have access to the ride, I'm sure. It was in the itinerary that everyone shares the link. But yeah, you get a screenshot of Dave, who, upon looking at his profile, you find out he is, in fact, 48. A little in the middle of that Nevada hurt. And it says Vegas born and raised in his bio.
Okay.
And under the bio portion that reads, "Why are you driving for Uber?" it reads, "I need to make money." Perfect. You are outside in front of the silver dollar, in front of that large coin that oversees the multi-level building about 4 floors up. The uplighting is trying to make this place classier than it is. But that's all a Fremont Street, baby. It's trying to sell you a story that isn't there. Are you all just entering into the silver dollar? Or do you have some fucked up plan that means you're entering from the side?
I'm probably gonna enter from the side.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, just because of my problem with cameras and technology in general. Mal on the floor of a casino, maybe not the most secretive way to go about things. So I think I'm gonna try and go back around like I went last time and go through like the kitchens.
Yeah.
And once I'm in the alley, I'm gonna activate my new ability.
What new ability is that?
I have taken Tenebrous Avatar, which means that here I'll read the ability out. Tenebrous Avatar changes their body into a shadow, able to move over any surface or through small spaces. So I've basically flat Stanley myself.
Beautiful.
It does require 2 rouse checks though.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say anything about how long it lasts
It lasts for a scene.
for a scene?
Which
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
Is the heist?
I'm
That's always
going to-
that's a question I have in these kind of games of like what qualifies as a scene.
I mean, it could fall out at any moment. I will choose a dramatically appropriate time, but I'm not going to cheat you and have it like fuck you up at the last moment. Traditionally, a scene is like it could be a phase in the heist, or it could be the entire heist. It's kind of just up to
Okay.
how much of a dick I feel like.
Sure.
But you know, something like Burrows getting the Escalade and then driving to the Silver Dollar, that could be considered an entire scene or part of
Okay.
the heist scene, just depending. But I will let you know, or at least give you an indicator when it's starting to fade.
Okay.
You'll
that's cool.
basically get like a, hey, you probably have a turn left of this, or
Thank
whatever it may be. Or I may fuck you up and go, and then it goes out. Oh no.
Yeah, that's cool too. Honestly, anything, whatever you feel like, bud. I'm here.
Beautiful. Okay. Where are you taking this tenebrous avatar? Well, do your rouse checks, then we'll answer that.
2 successes.
Beautiful.
I do
Okay,
not
so
get
you only
any
get
hungrier.
beautiful. So where are you taking this whole thing?
I think I'll go around the corner into the alley, like just outside of a street light. You know how it's when you're walking down the street and the darkest part of a street is right outside of a lamp lighted area. Mal's gonna go into the shadows there, and nothing like serious happens. It's just like they dissipate into the darkest part of the alley, and just like a bit of darkness is now mobile.
Beautiful. Okay, you become a shadow along the alleyway on the side of this building. And there are people filling up this alley. There are people thinking that they can go out through the other side into the rest of Fremont and the north side. It's that sort of vibe that everyone gets when they're at Disneyland, just thinking they can walk wherever the hell they want, as long as it gets them there. There's also the factor of people who are drunk. There's one man who is just debilitatingly lost and is losing his lunch on the side of the building next to the Silver Dollar. And then in past, as your shadow weaves between the legs of these unfortunate individuals, and you understand that you are so very close somehow in your tenebrous state to that pile of steaming vomit, that you've now become the floor of Las Vegas and have just become empty, nothing. There's a strange coldness to this form, Mal. It is comforting in that it's what most of what you are is made of, but it feels as though you're drifting away, almost like a bad dream where you're watching something happen rather than being there while it does. You've become some strange omniscient god. Unfortunately, you're not omnipotent. You just can see. You can't exactly change. Further on, as you continue to materialize down the alleyway, you see that there are staff members coming out of multiple doors down the way and throwing trash bags into big dumpsters along the side. And it seems to be some sort of staff entrance and exit through there. There are some 21, 22-year-old kids out there smoking American spirits and calling each other horrible, horrible names. And hoping to God that nobody comes out there and asks them to get back on shift. And it seems like that runs the entirety of the wall there. I'm going to cut from, unless you have anything else to do here, I'm going to cut from you and have the others walk in this place.
No, Mal just kind of like feels all of the tension that's been in their body for ever. What feels like just kind of dissipate as they spread thin. And feels good, almost, for the first time.
Mm-hmm. It feels like, bizarrely, like a good stretch, like a meditation.
Yeah.
You can still hear that guy losing himself over in the corner there. I'm going to cut to, we have Jackie and Niles, who are now on the curb of the Silver Dollar. Are you guys going inside?
If you think so, if Burrows is already in there, then we
Mhm.
should take places somewhere inside to wait for the magic.
Beautiful. Okay. Stepping inside through those big mega doors in the center, the inside of the casino is shockingly white, with deep overhead chandeliers that hang large above the play area of the main floor. This place reads more like a large bank than it does a place for debauchery, and the music inside seems decidedly against anything that might make you want to shake your ass. But the clientele has barely noticed. The slots are beyond packed. The table games on private step-up floors to the west have a line of new customers, and the bar on the east side is sending out waitstaff after waitstaff to accommodate all of the free drinks being passed around this place. The only pop of color across the floor is a deliberate accent of red that is overtaking tapestries that line across the large columns that dominate the center floor. And they lead up to this overhanging roof where a faux, almost Sistine Chapel mural has been put forward, depicting some strange center stage, essentially, with a lone man in toga, with his arms outstretched, wearing laurels, and asking essentially to an audience. He's performing. The two of you could make his essentially draw on history if you'd like to take a guess at what this is depicting.
I'll take a stab at it.
Beautiful. Okay, go ahead and give me a intelligence plus academics. Or I would take intelligence plus politics.
None of that's
Or-
good for me. That's just one dice.
Beautiful. I think it might be good for Jackie. I think Jackie's muted though.
Oh, I do get what I got a success. So one success, knowing nothing.
Beautiful, beautiful. You think that this might be Roman?
Alas.
What you got, Jackie? I think you're
Muted.
muted, buddy.
Muted.
There we go.
I
there we go.
apologize.
You're fine.
I said
What you got?
even with that little bump, I got 0.
Really? Yeah. Well, it looks Roman. What you have.
Ooh.
Why does
That's about all I got for you.
Why does this feel like something Burrows would do for
Okay.
his own club?
I don't know. He really would. Kind of douchey.
I have more to give you. There's a noticeable house section up past this large vacuum of space toward the higher floors, where it is clear the casino looks down on its constituents with a caring eye. And it looks as though the higher floors stop at the third floor, where the house is located. But the two above run the edge of the squared building, leaving space for that deep skylight. There's a set of elevators to the north side. One seems to be for guests, as they seem to be cycling in and off of this set of two. And then an additional private elevator where you can see that there are two bouncers essentially standing outside with red rope. What else do I have for you? Oh, there's a staff section behind the bar on the east side where you can see a lot of kitchen staff and those of that nature coming out from that area. And then on the west side, past the private tables, there's another set of doors, but you're not sure where they head off to. And then finally, million security cameras in this place. And you do see pretty close to, on a craps table just shy of the private tables, a very loud Burrows is surrounded by 3 women on one side that he seems to have an arm around all 3, and they seem to be laughing with him. And then a collection of men who had been playing craps as well, and decidedly someone in a very similar suit to him, who is just cuddled into the side of Burrows. the entire
Hopefully,
time.
it made him a little money too.
Question: that pit boss, is that Is he closer to Burrows or closer to the door, if you don't mind me asking?
You muted, bud.
You're looking for the pit boss. So go ahead and give me a wits plus awareness. Let's see if you can. Or you know what? Give me a wits plus investigation as you're looking around for who might be in charge.
Yes. Thank you for saying investigation. Hold on. I got a 1 success, so I'm gonna.
You can use your willpower to re-roll 3 dice that are not your hunger die.
Okay, hold on. All right. Kindred. Should I? I'm looking at you. Yeah, all right. I'll blow willpower for that. Okay. Jesus. All right, what does 3 successes get me?
3 successes gets you some good information. It's packed tonight. This place is popping for Fremont, and it takes you quite a bit to really get eyes, especially with the spectacle of Burrows and then this brand new space and it being as large as it is. But eventually you find a group of people that seem to be making the most concentrated effort through these crowds. If you're looking for a pit boss, you're looking for someone who is holding the court of this place, that is sort of running the floor, right? As of right now, it doesn't seem as though you've locked on an individual that is subtle in their control of the room, but there is one that is flagrant. There is a individual dressed in an all-white suit with a single red scarf, and on that red scarf, emblazoned at the bottom, is this strange silver stitched symbol of an axe bundled in gathered sticks that are tied tight to the weapon. That is almost stitched handmade onto the scarf itself. The dress shirt under that white suit is unbuttoned enough to show a huge amount of his chest. He is like Victorian sickly child pale. What else can I tell you about? He is platinum blonde with short length wavy hair that looks incredibly well maintained. He's manicured, beautiful, pale. He looks as though he stepped out of some Renaissance painting depicting beautiful chamber boys of some rich philosopher's palace. And he seems to be in deep conversation with another individual, a tall bearded man with jet black hair down to his neck. He's well built underneath a black suit to match Adon's white. His dark skin makes for a nice complement to piercing, hunting eyes. They meander about the floor. The individual in the white suit is putting on a performance, and the individual in the black suit is keeping watchful eyes on everything going on the bottom floor.
Is that my guy?
As of right now. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Niles. You would assume that this very well could be Adon, as it was described to you by Sylvie, the man in charge, as it were. But with that description, we're going to take a short break, just at the top of the hour here. We'll be back very shortly. And we'll see what we have to do with these individuals when we come back. And we'll get to Sybil's bird form.
Oh, yeah.
Shirtless Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, I'll take it. Oh my God. I was just compared to hot and shirtless Jeff Goldblum. That's a beautiful life. Okay. We are just introduced to what we believe is the first sighting of the individual we know as Adon that Sylvie had warned us about, or at least told us was in charge of the administration around this place. And it looks as though he's entertaining guests. Jackie, that's what you've seen. He looks like he's making his way towards the elevators with that well-dressed individual next to him. And he has essentially a posse of people, much like celebrity bodyguards that are dressed a little less conspicuously, but are definitely concealed carries. You don't know which one of them are wearing fake arms or not. But that's what you can see straight up. I'm going to smash cut away from you guys for just a second. Sybil, you pulled into the alleyway. You went through your magical girl transformation. Would you like to describe to us what that looks like again? How the vulture takes over and how the flight to the silver dollar looks.
Yeah, so Sib does her transformation in the back of Club Canaan and then immediately just takes off. And it's not until they're probably halfway there to where they remember that Spork is with them. And Spork is it's not a full V because it's only 2 birds, but I think it seems like Spork is in position. It's like, oh shit, there's a kid back there. And then they ride in complete silence. If anything, Sybil gets more intense and serious now that their dream has come true and that they are leading something.
Beautiful.
They get to the club. You mentioned there's a skylight on the roof?
Yeah, that mural is sort of painted over a portion of the top of that roof that might have access, on that top level.
Okay, cool. She's carrying the smoke bomb in her mouth because I looked it up. You cannot take things in your pockets and transform them back. So smoke bomb and her phone, I think, is all she has. She
Those are in your mouth right now?
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
You have claws.
I do have claws. Smoke bomb is in the claw.
Human mouth still?
No.
Oh, it's full bird mouth. Okay,
It's
cool.
bird mouth. It's full bird mouth. So yeah, there's a moment of relief, but also extreme weight because the last time she was tasked with dropping something as a bird, it went so bad.
That was awesome.
So thank you. And her shoulders are so high about it. So she gets to the roof, changes back, and looks to Spork and goes, "Look, don't fuck this for me. I'm going to do my absolute best. You can stay here and look out. You're a bird, which is helpful. I need you to stay a bird the whole time. I don't know what Niles has done to you or what sort of Swiss Army fuckery you have inside of you. So just be yourself as you are right now and let me know if something is bad."
He tilts his head at you, does get distracted during this monologue yet again and starts pecking at some of the food on the top of that roof.
Focus up.
He fades back in, kind of flaps his wings out and readies back up. But he does seem to be at attention by the end of it, and at least listening.
Good.
He looks confused at the mention of these saw blades. But he doesn't really speak your language as much as he speaks Niles's.
Yeah.
So he's doing his best.
Good. A little pat and look for an opening to the vents on the roof.
Okay, so you're looking for a venting system that'll take you further down.
Yes.
Beautiful. Could you give me a wits plus awareness? And you can add, let's say you can add an additional die for your vulture's eye.
Okay. Plus awareness. We love to see it. Okay. I'm going to use a willpower.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so that's 4 successes with 1 failure. 3 successes.
3 successes. Got it. At first, the venting systems you're finding, unfortunately, are incredibly hot, as though they're running some of the HVAC system, and it's the offload of some of those systems. But you do finally manage to find, just east of the skylight where you and Spork landed, as Spork kind of hops over with you, trying to do his best to help. You find a venting system that is much smaller than you'd like, but is not scorching. and it seems as though you could fit. Most likely, you could fit in the vulture form or in your human form. It's just going to be a tight fit either way. It's about shoulder width for you, and it'd be compacting your wings if you were you. If you were bird you. Vulture bull. Civulture.
Sepulture. Okay, I'm gonna stay a bird, and keep pressing through with the smoke bomb in my talons.
Okay.
And can I smell food? Can I follow the scent to the kitchen?
Can you smell food? Can you follow the scent of the kitchen? I like the question. Give me a wits plus awareness.
Okay. Three successes.
2 successes. You can absolutely root out in this venting system the direction in which the kitchen would be, for sure. You think you have a good lock on it. You're smelling prime rib and some sort of rich, buttery side, and it seems to be piping hot. You can almost hear the clatter of dishes as well to accompany that sound. You feel as though your primal instincts are tapping in. You know where to go.
Okay, great. Then I start inching towards the kitchen with the intent of dropping the smoke bomb so people think that it's sort of a kitchen fire.
Okay, beautiful. So you're crawling through. You eventually find the rattling of these fucking vents. Your big bird body is definitely die-harding these vents, and anyone under them could probably hear, oh my god, we have rats or something, until they see the compression of the talons against the aluminum or whatever the fuck vents are made of. You get through into what is an opening into the kitchen. There is this steel grating off of this like hood almost that extends out into the kitchen itself. And then you can see that there's also like a dumbwaiter line to the left of you that's sort of connected through to the venting system. You can see into there as well. You're going to have to either take off this grating to pass the smoke bomb through just because of the sheer size of the thing, or you're going to have to find a way to get it through into the dumbwaiter through a smaller portion.
Okay. There's no way for my body to get to the dumbwaiter.
Imagine that the breezeway between this venting system and the dumbwaiter system is probably 8 inches across.
Okay.
So.
Then I'm gonna. Okay. Then I'm going to, because I have not been registered as someone in this building, and I kind of want to keep that. So I'm going to use a new skill.
Oh.
And I think it's not a rouse check. It's free. So I will part of I think like the other talon that isn't holding the smoke bomb is
Right.
going to start to like undulate and move until it becomes like bees.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm going to use Unliving Hive
Okay.
to slowly become a bunch of bees and push the smoke bomb into the dumbwaiter.
Yeah. Okay. There is this sickening sound as the flapping of many, many bees begins to exist in this venting system, and you begin to carry it through into the dumbwaiter line. That part is easy, but could you give me a stealth plus dexterity, and you're going to add an extra die because of your famulus here, because obviously it's a little harder to identify a group of fucking bees.
Got you. Okay. Come on. That's what I'm fucking talking about. 5 successes.
Okay, with 5 successes, the smoke bomb is fed through that tiny window into what essentially is the elevator that goes up and down that dumbwaiter. And it sits open. The vent is open to the rest of the kitchen. You think that the smoke bomb would billow up towards the second level of this dumbwaiter for sure, but it would also leak out into the kitchen itself if it were to give off right now.
Okay.
I will tell you, based off your intelligence, Sybyl's very intelligent. You also know that when this thing goes off, it does go off like a grenade might. It does have a loud boom associated with its triggering, or at least, a big sound and a following effect of the gas leaking. You are muted, sorry.
Thank you. As soon as I drop it, it doesn't have to be detonated. It just has to be, or it's like, it is
like
a grenade, pull it, roll it,
So,
and then immediately swarm out from the vent
Okay.
back to Spork.
beautiful. Okay, the shoot 2, we will get to you in just a moment, but we're going to pull away from Sybil and back to my floor team. Floor team, is there anything we're doing until that smoke bomb goes off? Burrows, you're at the craps table, absolutely killing it. Niles, you've just come in. Jackie, you just saw the owner of the establishment. You guys are kind of filling out the room. Is there anything here?
Should we split up at this point?
While this is happening, I'm gonna just because I'm gonna use this because it's a free action. I'm gonna go ahead and activate my Silence of Death.
Okay.
Basically, to nullify any steps or movement. But I will be taking that little pocket mirror out, and what I will be doing is I am going to take my nail and like kind of cut myself again to smear some of my blood onto the mirror. And then I'm not going to break it yet, but the minute I break the mirror, that's when I will go into like an incorporeal form where I can transport out. But I'm going to hold that until I need to break it.
Got it.
I'm just trying to be an obscure little bean, just mixing in with the crowd, trying to be unassuming, try to keep my attention away from any wandering kindred eyes.
How are you doing that, Niles? Are you going to hit the slots? Are you getting a drink? Are you more of a craps person? What's the plan here?
I feel like a drink in hand is the safer option to start, and just idle, like wandering around, like trying to see if there's anything to play.
Beautiful.
Just some little mosey.
What does Niles get to drink here?
Niles will get an old fashioned just to keep it classy.
Beautiful.
And just hold it in their hand as they walk around.
Beautiful. And Burrows, anything here?
Hey man, I forgot to ask, what's your name? I'll say to the Puttanesca mook.
Marco.
Marco, you having fun, man? We've been making some money.
I'm having a great time with you, man. Yeah,
That's
this
good.
is
That's
a hell
good.
of a night. I don't know why Champagne's got such a fucking problem with you, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, listen, things are about to get a little wild. Why don't you keep me company? Just kind of watch my back as things go down, okay?
Hey, whatever you want.
So I'm I'm compelling him to kind of watch my back as things start to unleash.
Got it. Perfect. Almost immediately following you warning Marco that things are going to get a little sticky, the music of the moment really fits itself as the inside team hears the crack, small detonation and start of the smoke bomb itself going off in the kitchen. While Sybil has gone away from the moment, inside the kitchen there, smoke begins to billow out from the doors, and the inside team on the floor can see that there is a noticeable amount of some sort of gray gas leaking out from the bottom of the doors, or at least fogging up the ship side circle window on the front of the kitchen door coming out from behind the bar. and you can see the two chefs come out waving their arms and trying to get the smoke out of their faces and coughing and trying to get people out.
Burrows
you can see
wastes no
there's-
time. Oh shit! There's a fire! I think there's a fire.
Good. Beautiful. Okay. As you shout fire in a crowded room, let's get manipulation plus, we'll call this leadership, baby.
Here we go. Manipulation. Shit. I want this to work. I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Got it?
I'm gonna spend a willpower. That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah, you call out. Your awe is still in aspect here. Everyone you'd been winning with at the craps table definitely starts to call it out and point out at it. Someone mentions having to call the fire department. They're starting to get their phone out. You can see that some of the bouncers around the area are starting to move in that direction. And people are gathering for sure. There's a panic involved. The place is big enough that a fire of that nature has not caused outright panic. People aren't running over themselves quite yet, but there's definitely commotion, there's distraction, and the staff teams look really concerned in that direction from what we're seeing. And Jackie, who you already had a view of everything going on, you can see a lot of the bouncers are moving in that direction now. We're going to cut to Mal outside in the alleyway. I would say that you probably do not hear the smoke bomb. You could hear some of the commotion and definitely calls of fire from inside, especially as one of the staff doors open. And you can see some of those, basically teens that were out there smoking together call to each other and start rushing back through the door.
As they're rushing through, I'm just gonna start using their shadows like lily pads, like it's Frogger was cars, but kind of same vibes of just like getting further into the building by just like hopping shadow to shadow, so that there's not just like a black mass moving and that they're kind of hidden. But I'm trying to get out onto the floor and towards anyone who might be going to check the vault.
Okay. You come into the main floor. You're hopping shadow to shadow very easily. You can tell for the most part that no one's even noticed you're there. The most physical manifestation of this power is that the shadows darken around an individual person before you hop to the next. But the majority of these people are not looking down. They're looking out. They're looking in the direction of the kitchen. Go ahead and give me a... could I get an investigation plus intelligence to see if we can root out who might be in the direction of the vault?
I have 1 success because I
One
only have 3,
success.
but it's a 10.
With 1 success, this is what I'll give you. You have a feeling that you can't really discern who is going for the vault, because while the fire is a good distraction, you don't get the perception that it's caused enough of a threat for them to be concerned they're under attack.
Right. Okay.
The moment that you're reading right now, or at least the insight that all of you are getting, is that this is reading as a kitchen mishap that could cause some structural damage on the east side and ruin a good night at the casino, but is not necessarily a terrorist attack.
Okay. Then I guess with that in mind, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna keep shadow hopping, but I'm gonna just get as close to like the stairway that we found or that we know about, as possible, and just kind of hang in a shadow of a machine. Well, no, not of a machine actually. I'm not doing that. Hide in the shadow of like a plant, or just kind of like if there's nothing there to hide in, I'm just going to be in a corner trying to stay still and waiting until someone, or I'm just waiting until someone's starting to go up the stairs.
Okay, so you're watching for people going up to the second and the third floor.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Or-
staircase feeds directly to the second. So watching people come in and out, it's definitely like families for the most part, or people with key cards heading up, or at least that's the perception you've gotten so far.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna keep shadow bouncing
Okay.
upstairs until I hit 3, and then I'll wait up there.
Beautiful. Sybil, you've escaped. The smoke bomb has gone off. You're back in the vents. Where are you headed now?
I'm heading back out from where I arrived on the ground to the club.
Okay.
And I want to come back around. Is there like a line outside of the club?
Outside of the casino, you mean?
Mm-hmm. The casino?
There are lines within the interior.
Mm-hmm.
Like lines into the private games for the table games. There are lines up to the bar because drinks are coming out slower, especially now that they're on fire. And then there are like old people lines for the slots. But in terms of like actual entrance, the people aren't waiting to get inside. This is open to the public for the most part.
Then I think I'm just going to hold tight outside with Spork until if I get cause to run in, then I'll run in. But right now, I'm like, my part is done. I'm going to probably head back to Club Canaan, but I'm also terrified, so I'm going to stay for a little bit in case something is on fire that we didn't plan to be on fire.
You are outside. Are you a vulture right now?
I'm
Ground
bees.
floor. You're bees. Okay. Understood. Okay. Beautiful. Floor team. Any actions?
I actually, I don't think, we've discussed. I'm going to go ahead and rouse my fleetness, so I can get much faster.
Celerity?
Yes. And my objective is with my silence and quickness, I'm going to bypass a fire alarm, and I'm going to activate that sucker. So therefore, it kind of maybe makes it seem a little bit more intense than at first.
So you are running at the speed of light to one of the side walls to pull a fire alarm before anyone else has the idea to.
Correct. Basically, kind of just do it fast enough so it's really not seen. And
go ahead and give me a stealth plus dexterity. You have the added dots that you have in obfuscation because you're running without sound. So whatever you have in obfuscate, add to a roll for dexterity plus stealth.
Yeah. Okay.
Should be a pretty big pull.
It's actually really good. Okay. 4 successes.
Okay, with 4 successes, you're absolutely okay. Doesn't seem as though anyone is noticing just how quick you're moving through the crowd. Your hand reaches around that fire alarm. You do realize that the fire alarm itself is kept behind glass, and it has a key to get into the other side. Are you breaking through this glass to pull the alarm?
Yeah, like kind of like the elbow, like that kind of thing. And
okay,
I'm just gonna go.
Beautiful. The glass breaks without sound thanks to your application there, and it falls to the ground as though nothing happened. You're able to come in and pull the alarm. Strangely, thanks to what's happening around you, the sound itself is muted at first. The alarm doesn't come out because it's so close to your action. Right. But eventually, across the entire casino, you all are now hearing the fire alarm blaring over sirens, and then now there is a league of showering waterheads, watering showerheads, whichever. There's sprinklers going off in every corner of the casino now, wetting a huge portion of it. Any other actions?
I'm hoping when all this commotion, especially when the fire alarms and the overhead spray starts, that all of this commotion is drawing out the pit boss, because that's the person I'm looking for. to engage with, or at least stalk until I can find a advantageous place to get his ass.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a wits plus investigation as you're looking for whoever you think might be in charge here.
All wits all the time. One success.
Beautiful. With one success, it's difficult in the commotion. It's hard to tell who might still be in charge. The only indication you get towards some amount of leadership on the floor here, outside of that white suit that Jackie tipped you off of, is that a black-suited individual who has now cleared himself from the discussion with Adon. As you can see clearly that Adon is making for the elevators on the north side. That other individual is moving towards the bar itself and has a cell phone in hand close to his ear. He seems to be speaking rather upset into it. And he has a hand to his hip on the other side and is instructing some of the bouncers around the area in the direction of this supposed fire in the kitchen.
I'm gonna stalk the guy heading to the bar, and make my way that way.
Got it. Okay, go ahead. Are you doing this stealthy, or are you making your presence known? Or are you going fast? What's the move?
Stealth always. I'm trying to hope to use the commotion of the crowd to keep my movements concealed.
Give me a dex plus stealth. It should be pretty easy given so many distractions.
Does my specialty in stealth against kindred come into play here, or just...
Absolutely it does. You
Hell
get a bad
yeah.
feeling about this guy.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Four successes.
Very good. 4 successes. You are moving across the crowds with deft precision. Many of them are scared. They're moving out of here now that the fire alarms have officially been pulled, contributed to everything else that you guys have put forward to make this distraction. And just as you're starting to round up to the bar and get considerably close to this individual, you feel for a second like the doe that turns to the arrow before it strikes through their neck. And you swear for a moment that this man stops, throws his shoulder, and looks directly in your direction for what feels like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. Intently, his eyebrows furrowing, his eyes slitting, and staring with a hunter's precision until he fades away from that fancy. His hackles coming up for just a moment before he turns back to handle this mess, screaming into the phone.
That's fun.
Burrows has looked at the schematics of this building, and he knows where he needs to go first to deal with the electronics. So he's going to turn to his Puttanescas friend Marco and say, geez, man, we need to get the hell out of here if there's a big fire. And he's going to start heading in the direction, walking with Marco to his first stop, one of the first electrical rooms, security rooms.
Beautiful. You're looking for the room where they keep a lot of the breakers and the things that run the electricity for much of the upper floors.
I'm more specifically concerned about the security cameras.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're looking for like a surveillance room almost.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. You are aware that from the structure of those schematics you've been given, that they're kept on the upper floors. So you know.
I'm moving to the stairs.
Beautiful. Okay, the stairs will take you up to the second floor, but you're aware that with your schematics, the third floor is inaccessible from the stairs and the second floor itself. You have to take an elevator up there through the public and it seems as though that might be behind those red taped rings. But a fortunate perspective of this is the bouncers that were outside of that VIP elevator have been tasked into whatever this fire business is, and have been pulled away from that area. If you slip in now, you can get in. Give me a stealth plus dexterity to make it through without anyone noticing you're using an elevator you shouldn't.
Okay. And here we go. 1 success.
1 success. Beautiful. Okay, some facts about a smoke bomb in this term. The average smoke bomb lasts on 60 to 90 seconds. Did you all know that? The gas begins to dissipate from under the kitchen itself, and a chef comes out, knocking the door open and propping it, and waving it out. But it seems that the smoke inside of that room is beginning to dissipate and come to a stop here as some of the commotion has come through. The fire alarm is still blazing, and the sprinklers are still going off, and there's still a decent amount of chaos. But you guys are running out of that depreciating resource, although you are all very adept at raising it, so God knows it'll be back in a second. Burrows is getting into that elevator. The problem is, Burrows, right as you're about to slip in at that last moment, that white-suited individual with that red scarf shows up with that detachment, three bodyguarded individuals, and they stash themselves into the elevator before you have a chance to pull through. So as of right now, they are lining up. He smashes the exit door, the closed door on the elevator, and you can see that the top of it begins to ding up towards 2, and then up again towards 3.
So he gets into the elevator before I'm even able to get close to it.
Essentially, you could continue moving towards the elevator, but your failed stealth roll, I'm reading at...
That's fine.
Yes, you're going for it. Okay,
Burrows walks up behind him, pulls a gun, and puts it to the back of his head. Says, "Let's take a ride, boys."
Okay, beautiful. We're going to go with the rest of the room here. Jackie, Niles, Mal, Sybil outside. Any actions here?
Sybil.
I'm going back inside, still bees.
Okay.
The same way I went. I don't. It's a rouse check to stop being bees. I didn't
Set
need
off
my
the bee alarm.
Yeah, I'm flying towards the bee alarm. No, I'm going back into the vents, following my bee nose to the kitchen, and I'm going to. Is there someone that's alone in the kitchen, or like kind of separated from folks?
I think that's a tough call with the amount of chaos that went off in here. I think they're trying to find the source of wherever the smoke came from and how it happened. I'm going to say there's a couple people in here.
Okay, then I'm just going to slowly turn one of the pilots on the sink on the stove.
Okay, give me a dexterity plus stealth with an additional die for your famulus here.
Dex plus stealth, you say. And an extra. Come on, bees. Okay, that's 2 successes. 3 and a failure.
Okay. That individual that Niles has been trailing has just entered into the kitchen there. And he is coordinating another 3 individuals that have followed in after him. Those 3 individuals, the second that they've stepped into the kitchen, have drawn MP5 submachine guns from within their coats, essentially, and have started peeling around the chest straps tight to themselves. The guns sort of booted up into their shoulders, but at a ready position, start surveying the room. That other individual, the John Wick-looking motherfucker, is pacing in and around this room. But you just managed to pull the pilot You're trying to get this fire going full. You're just trying to turn up the burner to high.
I just want the gas. And then the closest man that is close to the stove, I'm going to try to ratatouille him and fly inside of his clothes.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. Give me your Famulus plus dexterity
Okay.
as you attempt a ratatouille roll.
I don't actually want to control his body, but I do want him to act as if there are many bees in his shirt.
Of course.
Bet you never thought you'd say that, Caleb.
5
I did
successes.
not. No, it's
That's
awesome.
a crit
It's
and
a
1.
Incredible ratatouille roll. Yeah, you create an incredible amount of uncomfortability for this man as you seep into his clothes and begin cascading across his body there. And the feeling is bizarre for you, but is very effective.
Cool.
Are you trying to distract them in any certain direction, or is this just a commotion?
I'm hoping that he looks sketchy as fuck. If a bunch of people are coming in hot with machine guns and one dude just kind of starts tweaking in the corner by where the gas is, I'm hoping they shoot in that direction.
I see. Okay. They're true to response in that feeling as they turn to the other side and find that individual writhing and moving their bodies across as you're running across their chest themselves. The John Wick looking motherfucker turns to the other and sort of calls under his breath into a walkie-talkie he pulls from his waist and says, I think there may be blood magic in the kitchen pursuing. And the individuals he brought in with him open fire completely on the kitchen staff that you've taken over here. Could I get a dexterity plus athletics? No, let's just do dexterity plus your Famulus to avoid you being hurt in such a way.
Okay. I'm going to spend a willpower. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. You are just able to get yourself out of the fire as the submachine guns take off, and you escape out of the clothes of this. You imagine is maybe a sous chef or a line cook, and he is riddled, just danced with bullets against the side of the stove and falls on top of it, and the resulting collision with that stove it starts a fire itself out of the stove as the submachine gun riddles across it, and the individual that you just sacrificed on the line begins to burn as the fire takes full effect and the gas shoots up along the walls of the side of this place, and they continue to unload their magazines on him, you think, assuming that maybe he's a kindred. And the second that it's done, quickly disposing of the mags, throwing them on ground, and racking another one into their submachine guns, they ready themselves for the clearing of the smoke. And you can see that John Wick individual pushes past and shakes over the body itself to inspect it. Is there anything you'd like to do, Sybil?
I'm getting the fuck out as stealthily as I can.
Give me a stealth plus your Famulus.
Okay. Okay, that's a crit and 1 success. 5 successes.
Okay, you get out of there. Are you going out into the floor again, or what's the plan here?
I think I'm going back into. I'm going as far outside the building as possible because I was done, and then I was in a man who was on fire. So I'm getting the fuck out.
Burrows, gun against this handsome individual's back of their head. you got them in such a position that you were able to get the jump on them while the bodyguards were not necessarily paying attention in the sprawl. But you're in a sticky situation as the elevator doors shut behind you. Those 3 bodyguards have drawn pistols against you, and there is now a beautiful, beautiful standoff between all of you. There are 3 handguns pressed against your face, your handgun pressed against the back of Adon's head.
So, how's everybody's not doing?
I was doing just fine until you showed up.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's going to get a little bit worse, but if we all behave, we'll be in and out real quick.
Behavior is conditional, right? Okay. I think I can keep my composure. How about you?
That's what I'm made to do, is be nice and composed. So let's head on down to the battle station, to where all the locks and keys are kept.
Can I at least see who's pointing a gun at me?
Not yet. I'll kind of push the gun
Oh.
against his forehead, or not at his forehead, the back of his head.
He laughs as you do it, and his face is sort of pressed against the back of the elevator. He says, "Oh, but I so like to see who's going to suffer later. That's okay. We can take our time with this one."
I'll turn to Marco and just say, "Don't worry about me. You aim your gun at this pretty man in the white suit if he does anything out of the ordinary."
Marco has originally had one of the guns against the bodyguards that had all pointed at you, and now immediately compels himself against the other's back of the head. So essentially, you are trying to convince Adon to take you down, right?
I've got the guy that runs this place. I'm going to see how far I can get with unlocking the vaults, turning on the elevator, getting things in position, and if there's a security system, a surveillance system in the room, I'll probably
Right.
deal with that too.
Right. Could I get a manipulation plus intimidation?
Okay. Yeah. I am going to rouse the blood with my level 2 potency. And I get 1 extra because of that too. 5 successes.
5 successes. He is going to roll in competition to that. See, there's just one problem. And you probably didn't think of this, simply because you thought putting a handgun to the back of my head was going to do anything. Or truly, that being here was the best option for you. You didn't consider that I have nothing to lose, and that you have everything to lose. And one of the bodyguards to his upper right, that is closest to the panel, hits the emergency stop button. And you realize now that the lurch for the second floor is still lit. And now you are suspended halfway to the second floor.
I pull the trigger at the back of his head.
Beautiful. Okay.
Let's go. Oh boy.
Let's go. Serge, I love your chaos so deeply.
Go ahead and roll for me a firearms plus dexterity.
Can his buddy give him a boost?
I will be having him do something. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. You watch as the 9mm in your hand fires, and the smoke trails from the muzzle of the gun. It's hard for the smoke to trail at all, considering that your gun was pressed against his skull. Pressure, such a thing. You watch as the exit wound is formed. The bullet goes off, and a fragment of skull shoots back from the platinum blonde hair that you've just messed and sprays across your face, and you can feel it cut a portion of your eyebrow on its way out. The entry of the 9mm round as it enters into that brain is more of like a axe through cheap plywood than it is anything else. There's so much debris to the brain that's left. And by the time you pull the recoil back and the 9mm separates from the entry, you can see this nice, neat little hole you've created to the other side of Adon's head. His head collides with the front of the elevator. It bashes and he collapses to the ground. And in that same moment, his 3 bodyguards unload their bullets into you, and Marco unloads his bullets into Adon. So, this is what we're going to do. I need you... Well, your action was to shoot, so I don't know if you can dodge. I'm going to have you dodge regardless. Let's be nice.
I don't have to. I mean, we're in an elevator. I don't know how I'm going to dodge, but...
That's true. We're going to go straight for it. You're going to take 4 points of superficial damage as you are unloaded upon by the first 2 individuals. And then the last individual gives you another 2 superficial damage for a total of 6.
Can Marco make a roll?
Yes, Marco can make a roll. Go ahead and give him... go ahead and roll 3 die 10.
2 successes.
2 successes. 2 more successes are pumped into the damage sustained by Adon. Okay, I'm going to pull away for a moment. We go back to the floor. Niles, Jackie, Mal. What do we have? Anything?
All the people that... So basically, I'm just there to thin out any remaining people that would be a threat. I'm going to go ahead also and activate one other power for the speed, which is... weaving. Basically, I'm going to do a rouse check. Basically, it allows me to kind of slow down projectiles so I can actually buy bullets are slow and I can sidestep them at leisure.
Okay.
Rouse check. See if I... Thank God I passed that. And honestly, I'm going to go to the nearest one and kind of just like my whole point is because just zip really behind people and just kind of like pop and then zip out. Kind of like a quick silver of death as best as possible. Okay. Hopefully cause a little chaos for people to scramble, cause a little bit scene.
Okay. Mal, could you roll me a d10? Tell me what you roll.
Okay.
Yes.
A 1.
Okay. Jackie, you said you're going after someone in the room? You're going after the bouncers?
Well,
or are
the
you
one
waiting
that was
for the...
From it was the bouncers, that the ones with the guns, correct, that are heading towards the elevator. That's what we
Yeah,
want to
you
stop.
did.
Yeah.
You heard there was gunfire going off in the kitchen, and you know that there are more bouncers heading for the elevator, and now It seems that the elevator...
I'm heading towards like that elevator area. That's where I'm heading towards.
Okay, cool. And you're going to attack the first person there, or are you waiting until they...
I'm going to attack usually the
reason?
first... I'm just going to attack... I don't want to be... I want to pick the easiest target, or at least the one that would give me a better advantage, honestly. But
Okay.
First one, if that's...
So you're going to start picking people off.
Picking people off, yeah.
How are you doing this? Are you just punching them to death? Are you stabbing people? What's the
I
move here?
have that 9mm. So or like that, so I'm gonna, my whole point is just kind of go whoop, like honestly, like right under the head and pop.
Perfect.
like
Go and give me a firearms plus dexterity.
Okay. This is actually not bad. Okay. 3 success.
3 successes. We'll say that you take out 3 bouncers this way, pulling up from behind, pressing the 9mm against their heads, and then moving on to the next assassin-wise. On the floor, essentially, of the 3 people that you just killed, there are probably 7 more.
Yeah.
But you're not sure how much of that has changed.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and give me a wits plus awareness as you do this.
Will do. Oh, thank God. 5.
5. You do notice that of the 3 that you had just executed, one of them was not armed. Okay. Mal, is there anything you'd like to do?
Okay, so have I made it up to the 3rd floor yet?
You're heading up the stairs.
Yeah.
Stairs take you straight to the 2nd floor. There is, you get up to the 2nd floor, you're onto what is essentially like a small hotel, like a boutique suite.
Okay.
It seems to be where people who love the silver dollar enough have actually bought out rooms. There's a staircase at the end of the hallway, but you do notice that there's an extended military presence is what you would associate with it. Coming down from the stairs from the 3rd floor are maybe 6 men in full jackboots, tucked in cargo pants, bulletproof vests, full sleeves. They seem to have AR assault rifles essentially instead of the submachine guns, and full bulletproof helmets as well. And walkies on their side that seem to chirp with communication. Of course, you are a shadow.
Do they look anything like the people we saw in Denver?
No, you wouldn't assume this is Second Inquisition. They're wearing something different. There's a patch on the right side of their bulletproof vests up by their heart. It's a diamond. That diamond is gray, like almost powder gray, with blue glints at the top right. And above it, as an acronym, spells ROC, rock.
Okay. I'm gonna file that information away. And just wait for them to pass so that I can make it to the 2nd floor.
Got it. You're up here.
Hopefully
You're on the
and-
2nd floor. You're moving
or, I'm
towards
sorry,
that
the 3rd floor.
staircase. Perfect. 3rd floor looks roped off, but after those 6 have moved past you, I mean, there's nothing stopping you, and they're clearly not guarding it anymore. So it's easy enough to get up to the 3rd floor. Moving up into the 3rd floor, it seems to be a series of hallways into additional rooms, larger areas. The doors themselves are shut, but they look as though they might lead into like conference areas. And then you do see at the very end of the 3rd floor at the northmost side is the entrance you'd guess based off the schematics and seeing from the ground floor, the house room, the room that overlooks all of the floor.
Okay. Do I remember if when we were learning about it, if that 2nd elevator is in the house room?
You would know that, yes, the 2nd floor, if things are to be believed about this place, that your best guess at where that added in elevator, because the elevator was not a part of the original schematics, would probably be in the house. So you're on the right track.
All right, then I keep moving toward the house, sticking to the shadows as much as I can.
Beautiful. You're running out of shadows. It's a lot of fluorescent lighting up here. It's almost like office space. But you manage to find some in house plants, some of the people that are rushing out of this place. By the time you get up to the 3rd floor, you are seeing another detachment of those ROC fucks. Again, in very large, like private military corps individuals that are starting to move down to the bottom of the casino. Any other actions before I go back to Burrows here?
Has the stuff in the what's going on in the kitchen? I'm because I'm stalking that one big guy. I'm trying to find a way to maybe get him alone or catch him while he's by himself. I'm at least keeping eyes on him.
It seems as though he's about working the process of coming back out of that kitchen. You heard a hail of gunfire on the other side, and then what sounded like flames reaching up on the other side of the door. And you're pretty close to this whole operation. Niles, what you're starting to see now is that at the nearest staircase, 6 jackbooted individuals with these big rifles have come down, and that individual you were with has come back through the kitchen. And unfortunately for all of you, as this chaos is starting to continue, much of the people who were here as patrons are gone. They're filling out. The people who have been working here have been filing them out and then following after. It is turning quickly into a live shooter situation. And just as you're thinking of this, of how little people are around and how that individual's coming back out through the kitchen and now these private military corps fucks are, you catch the glint of a zooming red-lighted CCTV camera in the corner of the room.
I need to hide. I need to hide, and hopefully I can at least hide it well enough to try to keep my eyes on Big Guy. I'm trying to just try to keep stalking him and following him and skirt these jackboot guys if I can in the process. He's my main target.
Okay.
If that is possible, help.
Give me a stealth dexterity.
Five successes.
Okay. With 5 successes, where are you hiding?
If I'm at the bar, then I'd like to jump onto the other side so when they first open through the door there and filing out that they don't see me initially, and then if I can just shuffle and move around, like always be moving. They can't catch you if they can't spot you. And just trying to stay out of anybody's eye line as I shuffle from place to place to kind of stay. But I'm going to stay as low as I possibly can, and keep doing that until I'm either around the bar completely when everybody finally files back into the casino, or I can tuck myself somewhere for the time being.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, you think you found a pretty good spot, and it becomes a little harder for them to follow through. Okay. Perfection. Give me 1 second here. I have to look something up.
Well, also, because you're on the ground floor too, Eli, right, with me?
Yeah, I'm on the ground floor, but I'm in the casino bar area versus in the back.
Okay. I'm trying to keep eyes on me for right now, I guess. That, like, I mean, it's like he's good.
Okay. Burrows. You're in the elevator. You just took 3 rounds from these bodyguards. Marco has unloaded into Adon, or who you all believe to be Adon. What's the move here?
Burrows gets a blast of gunfire to his head. He bounces on the back and almost like a Terminator just kind of gets back up again. And I think he understands that he needs to take care of these guards He's just going to go for the nuts of the two of them and try to rip them off like his old pastime, his favorite here.
Oh, beautiful.
That is 6 successes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a crit with 2 successes on top of it.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll say that those 2 bodyguards are devoid of life by the time that you get them. At least they're bleeding out and falling to the floor as you empty out the bottom of their bodies like they're wine being uncorked. And you go a little farther than you intend to, and some intestine begins to peak. Beautiful. Those 2 individuals are dead. There's 1 left.
Marco will try to shoot them out.
Beautiful. Marco turns and takes a shot there. Go ahead and make a 3 die pool.
0 successes, and I don't think I can burn a willpower to make him roll again.
No, unfortunately not. With 0 successes, the bullet bounces around the elevator, and if you were living like he was, you'd be ringing in your head. But instead, you don't feel anything, which is commonly how it goes for you. You do see that Marco is bleeding from the ears from the sheer force of the bullets cascading everywhere. And that is when you feel it, Burrows. Adon sweeps through and up and into your belly, and you can feel long, extended, curled, manicured nails, almost like daggers at the end of them, skirt through into your previously flabby abdomen. I don't know how well Laudnus sewed it up, but if you've got any leftover lipo, Adon is going straight for it. You are going to take 4 superficial damage as he... Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I need to find out how this works. This is why we have disciplines, folks. Potence. Lethal body. How's it work?
I have lethal body. I think it just lessens the amount of damage you take from superficial. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, does not affect here. Just as standard. So, what did I tell you?
2, you said 4 superficial damage?
4 superficial damage as Adon cuts into you.
I don't like it, but I'm still tough. I'm still up there.
He's crouched below you, and you can again see daylight through his forehead, where the bullet cast right through. But bizarrely, as the leaking vitae gathers like dried tar along his face, he's smiling at you, Burrows. Okay, open actions for anyone in the room here. Who's got a plan?
I'm still moving toward where I think the elevator is.
Okay, you go.
Can I hear any of this chaos?
You could probably definitely hear the gunshots. There's a lot of gunshots going around.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start going, and assuming everyone's busy, so I'm gonna just start going toward the vault.
Okay, it's easy to slip through under the door when you're a shadow into the house's room. Again, it's exactly what you'd expect. It's this big open window overlooking the ground floor. There's this very nice wooden desk put together where Adon must kick his feet up. There's a wall of televisions. There's a couch. There's a bar. All sorts of things. Bookshelves filled with things he's probably never read. And cabinets filled with documents he probably doesn't care for. But in the back, by the elevator in the main of the room is indeed, by the couch in the main of the room is indeed an elevator that you assume must be the private elevator leading down where you would like to be.
Does it look like the doors of the elevator are just like average doors, or they're like hermetically sealed?
They look just like elevator doors. The only thing that you notice is that there is, like on the panel to call the elevator itself, there's a keypad with numbers 1 through 10, 1 through 9, and symbol.
And a 0. Can I try to just scoot through the cracks
You absolutely can, yes.
of the door and just like shimmy shadow my
Onto
way
the
in
other
there?
side into the elevator.
Yeah.
You do so. You fit right through the cracks. You are through the elevator. It doesn't seem to stop you. You don't die instantly. You don't materialize and find yourself halfway through a room. You're a shadow on the other side in a darkened elevator.
Mal, in this kind of like amorphous space, has like the drifting thought of, I don't have fingers to push the buttons.
Could always come out of it.
Fuck. Okay, here's a question for you. If I came out of it, the book says it lasts for a scene.
Yeah.
Were I to double rouse check again, could I go back into shadow at some point?
Yeah.
Or is it like you can only do it once per scene?
No, you could re-up. You should.
I hate when you do shit like that, you jackass.
It's how you say things.
You can't control how you get out of shadow, or what you look like, or how much.
Yeah, I don't think so, because the way it reads, it's like
You're
it takes a minute
pool of shadow on the ground.
Yeah, you're just like a pool of shadow, and you can go along walls and along the ground, and the only thing you can't get through is a hermetically sealed barrier.
Okay.
Which I haven't encountered yet. So I'm gonna come out of it, and I'm gonna push a button, and I'm gonna try to get to the vault.
You come out of your shadow. You're materialized again. The light above you begins to flicker as you exist. And you go to select the other button in this elevator, sending you down. You click it. There's a lurch. And the elevator goes nowhere.
Shit.
And then the elevator light begins to sporadically flash
Yeah, I figured.
and
that
then
might be the case.
dance across the two. And then it goes fully out, and then the lights go out. Then the lights come back on. The buttons begin to dance again.
Okay. All right, I should have assumed this was going to be a problem. Okay. All right, that was a dumbass idea. Okay, here's another question for you. As I kind of slithered in, were there any other gaps that would go down like into just the shaft itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the elevator needs a lot of space in between just to operate on an up and down level, right? So
Yep.
you could definitely use this as a way to get further down. You just can't use the elevator, or at least that's your guess. Maybe you could keep pressing it, see what happens.
No, I think I should have assumed that. Mal just kind of like grunts to themselves, and I'm going back.
Okay. 2 more rouse checks.
Yep, 2 more rouse checks.
Here we go.
1 success, 1 fail.
Okay, so
So
one
1
hungry.
hunger. And Mal just like, you remember that kid from Sky High who can become a puddle?
I do.
That kind of vibe. It's just like out of frustration, they just kind of like
Beautiful.
into dark smoke and slowly just kind of drip themselves into the shaft, along the wall, down, down, down.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you find yourself at the bottom, chasing the shadows down until you're at the lowest level. There is only one more level, essentially. and you find another set of those, double-layered elevator doors, but it has the same amount of crack for you to seep into if you need to get to the other side. Moving through onto the other side, you are now in this strange, almost X-Men facility, corrugated steel, perfect shadowy metal hallway. The floor is very clinical, almost medical linoleum, and it extends further down with four separate rooms on either, or four separate rooms, two on either side, and then finally at the end, this very large circular vault that looks magnetically locked, that looks ripe for the taking.
Okay. I'm gonna keep moving toward the vault, and just kind of checking for as I go, because I move at a walking pace as a shadow. So I'm just gonna keep kind of looking in rooms, seeing if anyone's there, but making my way toward the vault to inspect the door and if we can slide our way in.
Beautiful. So you're going up to the vault, and you're going to try and slip through?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the one time you'll find that you are trying to enter a hermetically sealed
I figured.
spot.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, you do not find any room for shadow to seep.
Good to know.
Okay. We're coming back to the floor. Any other actions across the board? Jackie,
what is
Niles?
Yeah, it's honest, because I took out 3 and there's 4 more. You said there were 7 total, or is there 7 more?
7 more, so there's 7 more. You took out 3 out of 10.
Okay, I am going to...
But you'll notice now that it's more like 3 out of 16, considering that Niles has just spotted 6 more entering with assault rifles.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep... Okay, so I'm gonna right now, I bet the best way I'm thinking is creating a distraction to give them a little bit more time. So I'm going to still do my speeding, like Quicksilver type if I can. I will say I'm gonna hold this action of I have that mirror. So if it looks like I'm gonna get way overblown by all these assault rifles, I'm gonna break that mirror. And then I'm going to become incorporeal, so therefore it will basically, it'll just go through me.
Okay.
So I'll be like a ghost.
Got it. Okay, so are you making an attack on those fuckers with assault rifles?
I'm going to at least, for the assault rifles, at least get that started.
Okay, and you're going for the same thing? You're running up with the 9mm and you're hoping for the best there?
Actually, I'm so sorry. Can I... How far am I from the elevator?
From the elevator, I'd say you're about 60 feet.
I'm going to make that a priority. I'm going to head towards the elevator, and then anyone en route I'm going to try to take out.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to say there's like another 3 individuals along the way, so go ahead and give me a firearms plus dexterity to see if you can mow through them fast enough.
Will do.
They are not aware of you yet because of the silence of death.
Can I add a stealth to that? Just asking, because it...
No, firearms plus dexterity.
Fair. I do like my dex. Okay. Okay, we're gonna blow another willpower, because that was just 1. Okay, with that bumps me up to a 5. So that was worth it.
5 successes. I'll say that you absolutely mow down 3 more of them, getting real close with that 9mm and taking everybody out. You make for the elevator, only to see that it is in use and that it's stopped. There's a flashing red light on the light that oversees the top of the elevator itself. The public elevators are working. But they only seem to go up to the 2nd floor based on the indicators on top. The private is in use.
Okay.
I think Burrows is up there doing something.
Yes, I'm gonna just go in there. Yes.
Okay. So what, you're gonna call down the VIP elevator?
Yeah.
Okay. You find that the button itself isn't working. It's on an emergency stop, and there seems to be something you need to do to clear that up.
It's usually like a key or something. Like I do know that, or So sorry.
That's
2
okay.
seconds. Can you? I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I'm so sorry. Are you saying go into the elevator? I got confused.
Elevator is up in the middle of the floor, so you can't really go into it until
Okay.
the emergency stop is stopped.
Damn it! So it has to be the other one then. Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Adon essentially hit the
That's fine,
emergency
that's fine.
brake halfway
I'm
up.
gonna just call that one.
Back in that elevator, though, Burrows, do you have an action?
Burrows has no idea how long he can last against this fucker, but he does know he can switch a button off, and he's going to attempt to turn off that emergency stop in the hopes that it moves again.
Beautiful. And are you taking it down or up?
I'm going to take it
Going
down.
to Okay, so you're going back to ground floor?
Back to second floor.
Second floor. Okay. Cool. So not the floor that Jackie is on. Just making sure.
I wouldn't know the difference. I'm just going to go down, hoping that my allies understand the plan if we need to get up into this elevator.
Got it. Okay, you hit the button and it starts to go, and the focus is all on that button as you take that action. You hit the red and the lights stop flashing. You can feel the elevator lurch again as you both steady yourselves, and then you go and slam your hand down on that down button. By the time you turn back to Adon, he is nowhere to be seen.
Where'd he go?
Any
You
other-
see him? I'll call out to Marco.
Marco, who is shocked, and you can tell you have to repeat yourself because you might be deaf in one ear now, if not both. He looks up at you, and as you ask the second time, he says, I was just fucking here. He's gone. I didn't even see him leave. He was just there for 1 second, and now he's gone.
I'll just point to the third person that's in this room that needs to die and say, shoot him.
Okay, go ahead and roll three dice as we point at the last bodyguard, who is
2 successes.
2 successes. Beautiful. You blow out the brains of one last with Marco there, and you leave yourself in an elevator with someone who has dematerialized. And unfortunately, we are going to leave that mystery up to 2 weeks from now when we finish out this heist.
Hit it.
I'm going to hit you with a little part 1, part 2, baby.
Ooh.
Duo
There's plenty
heist, duo
more meat
heist.
on this bone. We are almost down to the vault. One of you is. Now we just got to
Can
get
I-
everybody else down there.
Can I request we all say where we are, just so we have a record
Can
of
pick
it?
up?
Yes.
Yeah, and we can pick up where we are. Mal is at the vault. Mal can't get into the vault because it's hermetically sealed. But Mal is down by the vault.
Niles is on the casino floor, hidden somewhere, trying to separate this big guy who's directing most of these guys around.
Jackie's on the ground floor waiting for the elevator, but she also has that mirror that she hasn't broken yet, so she may just break it and just go down the elevator shaft. So that's where she's at.
Kitty Pride it, baby. Where's Sib? I feel like we
Sybil's
haven't heard-
outside. Sybil was instructed to drop the smoke bomb and go outside, and then they went inside to start a bigger fire, and they went back outside. It certainly seems worse.
Hanging
They're
out with
debating
Gordon.
going back in, but it's also pretty bad.
Yeah.
I will say that Sybil's hearing police sirens right now.
Yeah, I think Sib's just been like that part where like you're playing double dutch and you're about to jump in, but you're too afraid to. That's where Sybil's been for the past half hour.
And then I think we all remember where Burrows is.
Burrows is-
Um,
And the elevator started again, or
The elevator
And-
started
the elevator
again.
started-
It's starting to go down, but Adon is nowhere to be seen.
So the doors didn't open. Adon just poofed.
Doors did not open. Adon could be
Okay.
invisible, standing 2 inches away from Burrows, or he could be gone forever.
Great.
Thank you.
Zaki, if you're asking a question, you're muted. Okay.
Listen, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for coming back. We're so happy that we get to play games like this. We're so happy that we get to keep doing this. This is what, year 4 for us? Year 5? 5. We started at the start of COVID when things were going absolutely insane. We might feel that same way now. I know things are changing out there in the world, but when the last horrible, crazy thing happened to us, we got together and we said, you know what, we got to make something. And we're going to keep doing that. And that's the best thing that you can do, I think, for anybody, is go out there and make the thing you want to make. Because, fuck, if they're going to be shitty, we might as well do the thing we want to do while they're being shitty, right? Love out to all of you. Love to this group. So glad to play with you guys again. And
It was a hell of
we
a
hope
fun
you guys
session.
Yeah, good shit, dude. Good
join
shit,
us
dude.
for next time.
Bye.
Bye, gang.
Thank